Welcome to this note. Today we're doing a total mindset shift. We're going to stop looking at your YouTube channel like it's just some fun side hobby. It's time to treat it like what it really is, a critical digital asset, a real, modern business. In today's digital economy, your content, that's your real estate. And prime real estate requires professional-grade architecture to keep it locked down and completely safe. So let's get right into the definitive manual on YouTube Two-Factor Authentication.
All right, take a look at this number. 0. That is the exact amount of AdSense revenue you're going to earn if you don't have two-factor authentication turned on. $0. No way around it. Google actually made 2FA a mandatory requirement to enter and stay in the YouTube Partner Program. If you want to monetize, if you want access to the Content Manager, this is the absolute baseline. But, we're not just going to do the bare minimum today. We're going to build a fortress. Section 1. Your digital business asset. Architecting a vault for your digital wealth.
Let's be clear, we aren't just ticking a box on some annoying security feature right now. We are building a vault. Just look at what's actually on the line here. When a hacker targets a channel, they aren't just trying to mess up your afternoon. They're coming for years of your hard work. They want your audience's trust so they can run crypto scams on your subscribers. They want your AdSense revenue. They want to hijack your brand sponsorships and literally steal your intellectual property, your videos, your scripts. They can wreck your business reputation in a matter of hours. That is what we're protecting.
Section 2. The modern threat landscape, beyond simple passwords.
To really get why a basic password doesn't cut it anymore, you have to understand the modern AI-era threats we're up against. These channels are incredibly lucrative targets. Hackers are using credential stuffing, basically taking passwords leaked from other random sites and spamming them against your Google account. They're using SIM swapping, where they literally trick your phone carrier into moving your phone number to their device to intercept your texts. But the absolute biggest threat to creators right now, info stealer malware. Picture this. You get a totally legit-looking brand sponsorship email with a PDF contract. You download it, and boom, it silently installs malware that steals your active browser session cookie. That lets them clone your browser and just bypass your password entirely. Crazy, right?
Which brings us to a huge mentor moment here. Security is never about becoming impossible to hack. Security is about making attacks difficult, expensive, and time-consuming. I love this quote. It shifts your mindset from being terrified of hackers to just practicing professional risk management. We just want to make your vault so incredibly frustrating to crack that attackers throw up their hands and move on to an easier target.
Section 3. Demystifying 2FA, the mechanics of defense. So, how do we actually build this defense? Well, here's the core definition of two-factor authentication, or 2FA. It's a protocol requiring a knowledge factor, something you know, like your password, plus a possession factor, something you physically have, like your phone or security key. Think of it this way. A normal password is like a house with a really cheap lock. 2FA is a bank vault. Even if someone figures out the combination, they literally cannot open the door without swiping the physical keycard. You've got to have both.
In the real world, this one architecture tweak is like night and day. Without 2FA, if your password inevitably leaks in some random data breach, your account is immediately toast, hacked. But with 2FA, if that password gets stolen, the hacker hits a brick wall. They are instantly blocked because they don't have your actual physical phone in their hands. Your password is completely useless to them on its own.
Section 4. Building your defense system. Tools and practical architecture.
Let's look at the actual tools we can use to build this out. You generally have 3 options here. SMS text messages are super convenient, sure, but they actually offer the lowest security because of that SIM swapping risk we just talked about. If you're treating this like a business, you need to graduate past SMS. Next up, Authenticator apps like Google Authenticator or Authy. These are fantastic. They offer high security because the codes are generated offline right on your device. Perfect for professionals. And finally, physical security keys like a YubiKey. These are enterprise-grade, practically phishing-proof, and an absolute must for agencies and larger founders. Setting this up is actually really straightforward. Here's exactly what you'll see. Just go to your Google account settings, click on the Security tab over on the left side, and scroll down until you see 2-step verification. Then just hit Get Started. It's a super fast, actionable workflow you can literally knock out the second this node is over. Now, Google will usually ask you to link a phone number first, just to set up a baseline. You pop your number in, get a text, and prove you're a real human. But remember what we said. As digital entrepreneurs, we have to build stronger layers on top of this. SMS is just pouring the foundation. It's definitely not the roof. So, let's put the roof on. Here's the step-by-step workflow for linking an Authenticator app. Step 1. Download Google Authenticator or Authy on your phone. 2. Go back to those Google security settings and select Authenticator app. 3. You'll see a QR code pop up on your screen. Just scan it with the app. And 4. Punch the 6-digit code from your phone back into your computer. And you know what the best part is? These codes work completely offline. Your phone doesn't even need cell service or Wi-Fi to generate them, which completely locks out remote hackers.
Section 5. The Ultimate Recovery Plan. Building your fail-safe. Okay, we've got to pivot for a second and ask a pretty scary question. What happens if you're traveling and your phone falls into a lake, or you lose your security key? You absolutely cannot lock yourself out of your own digital asset vault. Amateurs only think about keeping the bad guys out. Professionals, they focus just as much on their recovery systems to make sure their business stays online no matter what disaster strikes. This is your recovery workflow, and it is absolutely crucial. First, you have to generate your 10-digit backup codes inside your Google settings. Seriously, do not skip this step. Print them out, or even better, lock them in a secure password manager like 1Password or Bitwarden. Treat those codes like a digital insurance policy. Also, make sure you register a trusted secondary device, maybe an iPad, and maintain a rock-solid backup email. If your phone goes swimming, those backup codes are your emergency keys to the kingdom.
Section 6. Future-proofing digital wealth, the AI era future.
To stay totally ahead of the curve, let's look at where digital identity is heading next. Enter passkeys. This is the passwordless future, and Google is actively pushing for it right now. Instead of typing a password that someone can steal, a passkey uses the biometrics already built into your device, like Face ID or your fingerprint. It physically verifies that you're holding your device and that you are who you say you are. It's what we call a zero-trust architecture. It basically makes passwords obsolete and is the ultimate shield against phishing attacks.
Which leaves us with one final provocative thought. Your digital wealth is growing every single time you hit upload and connect with your community. But is your security architecture actually built to protect it? Because protecting your digital identity means protecting your career, your opportunities, and your future income. Don't wait for a full-blown crisis to start building your vault. Take action today. Thanks so much for joining me for this note. Go secure your channel, and then ask yourself, what other digital assets are you leaving unlocked?